Okay. Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Long time no see. I haven't uploaded in I think a half a year, mostly because I just didn't feel like it. So I didn't, but here we are, I'm back. Even though I haven't uploaded in 6 months, I have been filming stuff, so I do have stuff to show you guys. But don't get too excited because I have not been making a lot of art recently. But this video is gonna be basically just whatever I've been getting up to in the past 6 months, which is probably not that much, but we'll see. Also, you might notice that my background looks different, and that is because I moved, so there might be a few clips of that in this video, although I didn't really film a lot of that, so don't get your hopes up. I think I've been doing the bare minimum recently, which has felt good. I haven't really been interested in videos, so I didn't want to upload things that I didn't feel passionate about. But yeah, I haven't made a lot of art really either, so but I did make like 2 portraits in my sketchbook, and I might have some school stuff to show you guys, so that's pretty much what this video will be. It's just gonna be like a bunch of stuff from the past 6 months and then some art that I made upon that, but yeah, nothing too crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking and we're gonna jump back to August, and I'll show you guys whatever went on at that time. So this is me back in August of last year, 2024. I had my first class and we didn't do anything. We only had like an hour of class and then we got to go home. But I usually feel pretty nervous before a new semester, especially when it's the fall semester, because I've had like a whole summer and haven't been in school for so long. And yeah, so me and my partner went out to eat after the first day, even though we literally like didn't do anything in class and it wasn't a big deal at all. But yeah, this is me working on my first project in my animation class. So we were making a flip book and I basically had to draw 100 different drawings on these index cards, and then you flip them and it looks like an animation. So that was pretty cool. I really actually enjoyed that project, even though I finished it kind of early, and then I was like, I don't know what to do for the next like 2 or 3 weeks, but I figured it out. And then we also went to a concert. We went to see The Killers, and I think it was my first concert ever, so that was really fun and a really good time. Hi guys, today's Monday, September 9th. I have like barely filmed anything because I have had literally nothing to film. I've currently completed a week and a half of school and I've had some homework but nothing big. This is probably the most chill start to a semester that I've had so far in college, so it's been really nice. I've just like taken it slow. I've had an animation project that I've been working on, but it's not due until like next week, which is crazy because in other classes I've taken, I've had projects due like every single week, and now I'm like, oh, I have 3 weeks or like 2 weeks to do this one project, and I'm like, what the heck is happening? It's definitely been a great start to the semester. But yeah, you probably just saw me do a few things. So first of all, you saw me draw something on top of a Tupperware, and you might have been like, what the heck is happening? That was my animations project. So this is that. It's just like 100 index cards where I've drawn and completed a animation. Well, actually it's not done yet, but I've basically just made this shark swimming, and I was drawing on top of a Tupperware with my phone flashlight shining on top of it or on it. But I did actually buy a proper thing. So this is like a light box where you just like turn it on and it just like lights up and you can like tray stuff, which is gonna be a lot better than the Tupperware. Other than that, I guess I do have a really big life update. I am going to be moving. Me and my partner are moving in November. So this past Sunday we went to IKEA and we bought like a few small things, and then we've collected a few pieces of furniture and stuff. So we're getting ready to move. So the next few months might be a little bit hectic, but I really look forward to it because I've been wanting to move to our own place for so long, or just my own place in general in life. Like I've wanted to have my own apartment literally my entire life. So I'm so excited to like finally be at a point where that's happening. Those are my updates. I will try to film a lot more. I have a few sketches I can show you guys actually that I made, but I was gonna say that I haven't really been making a lot of art. So like I have had literally nothing to film, like not really any homework that I could have showed you guys, and I haven't really made art, except I did make some this past Friday. I finally got some inspiration. I have been in like a big, I wouldn't say art block, I just like needed a little bit of a break. So I did some like anatomy studies or like figure studies, which was fun. And then I also did this one. I don't know if I even finished this one, but it was fun to just like do something because I haven't made art for so long. So that was very well needed. And I'm gonna try to keep up some sort of art routine. I've kind of fallen off of that a little bit, but I want to make sure to like prioritize my own art and also like my overall mental health this semester, because I've had some really hectic semesters before and I've like prioritized school before my mental health, which hasn't been good. So I'm hoping to find a little bit better of a balance this semester. So far it's going well, but I'm only a week and a half in, so who knows. Anyway, I'll try to like film if there's anything interesting. Hopefully there will be something worth showing soon. Let's get into the art portion of this video. So I made this graphite sketch in my sketchbook, or I don't know if it's a sketch, it's a little bit more completed than a sketch, but still not like a full-on finished drawing. But this was my first time making art in, I honestly don't know how long. Like I had been making art before, but just not art for myself. Like I had only been making art for school. So I finally, I guess, got the motivation to do something again, and I decided to kind of like go back to my roots and just make a graphite portrait. Because if you didn't know, that's pretty much how I started out making art. I was making a lot of stuff with graphite pencils, and I've always been a big fan of doing portraits. I don't really remember what I was feeling at the time, but I do know that I didn't have a really big desire to make art for myself. I wouldn't say that I was burnt out. I wasn't really art blocked. I was just not really prioritizing it. And I think because of the fact that I was making art in school, I didn't want to give myself more of a workload than what I already had. And it's not like I had a ton of stuff to do in school. It was actually probably my easiest semester in college so far. But I think that I was just really prioritizing my mental health and like doing other things besides for art, because I made a lot of art in my life, and sometimes it's been like the only thing that I've prioritized, which is not good because, you know, there's more to life than making art. And I do have other hobbies that I want to prioritize sometimes, and I don't know, I just don't always want to make art, and it didn't always used to be like that. As I said, I used to make art literally all the time, and there was like nothing else that mattered to me really, I feel like. But in recent years, I feel like I have gained a new perspective on art and realized that, you know, of course I want to keep up my art practice and I want to become better, but I don't want it to be like my main priority at all times to make art and to become better at art, because there's just more to life than making art. It was really nice to be able to sit down and just do something simple in my sketchbook, because as I said, I had not made anything for a while and I didn't really know what to make either, because I hadn't really made anything for myself for a little bit. So I was like, I don't even know what to do. I also think that figuring out what to make art of is probably one of the most difficult things about art, and I've kind of come to the conclusion lately that I don't know how to word this right now, and I guess I haven't thought about it enough, but I feel like I don't care about meaning as much in my art at least in this moment. I kind of just want to make things that I enjoy and things that are just, I don't know, fun to paint. I think there's been times in my life where I've thought about it a little bit too much, and I feel like anytime where I don't overthink my art and I just make something, that's usually when I feel the most passionate about my art and I feel the best about the things that I create. And you know, they might not be the most meaningful, but the fact that I feel good about those things, I feel like that's really all that matters. I'm not sure where I was going with this rant, honestly, but yeah, I don't really have that much to say about this piece. It was honestly just like something that I made to get back into art. It wasn't anything serious at all. And as I just said, I have been making art just for the fun of it, and that has been really, really nice. So, yeah.
All my days, all my days, I've been away. I'm heading south, I'm moving now. Can't recall just how, but I'm moving now. I'm alright, I'm alright. Don't worry now. Keep the script all the long nights.
So as for this next piece of art that I made in my sketchbook, it was basically the same thing as the first one. I was still trying to get back into making art or making anything at all. I believe that I made this when my semester in college had ended, so I finally had time to do whatever I wanted to do, and there was no homework to complete or anything like that. And so I decided to make another portrait on the page next to the graphite portrait that I made previously. And for this one, I decided to use colored pencils, and I decided to go with a color palette of like purple, pink, and blue. I usually don't really make art like this. Whenever I make portraits, I usually just stick to whatever colors that are naturally in the reference photo that I use. But for this one, I wanted to do something different, just for the hell of it. Honestly, I don't really have a reason other than thinking that it could be fun and look cool. But yeah, I think one of the most difficult things when you haven't made art in a very long time is to literally just get started again. And I feel like it's probably pretty common to put a lot of pressure on yourself to come back with a bang, you know, like to make something really good because you haven't made art in so long. And so you want to either impress yourself or impress other people. I don't know, whatever it may be. I feel like the more time that passes where you haven't made art, the more pressure sort of builds up in yourself of feeling like, okay, if I'm gonna make art again, like I have to make something really good. I mean, I don't know if this is relatable at all, honestly. I feel like this is just the way that I feel. I think that the best thing to do in those moments when you haven't made art in a while is to just make anything and to not think about if it's good or not. Literally just make anything. It doesn't matter what it looks like, what it is, if it's good or if it's bad. It does not matter as long as you get started, because that is the first step of getting over this like build up and this fear of making art again. And I think it really helps to make something that you know you enjoy, or you know that you're good at it. So in my case, portraits is something that I really enjoy making, and so I felt like the easiest thing for me to do to get back into art was to make something that I am familiar with and that I know that I will enjoy. These 2 drawings that I made are in no way like incredible or even good or like the best thing I've ever done. They're just portraits that I made just to get back into art, and sometimes you just have to take baby steps and do the bare minimum and just get started, get back into it. I don't know why this literally turned into like a motivational speech, but I mean, if anyone needed to hear it, I hope it was helpful. I just know that it can be really difficult to get back into art when you haven't made anything for a while, but the key is literally to just get started and to not think about it too much and try to enjoy it. Try to like get back that feeling that you know can be there when you make art, you know, the feeling of being excited about art and about the stuff that you're making. Anyway, yeah, as I said, this is not anything groundbreaking that I made, but I did enjoy it and I had fun with it. I played around with texture and with colors, and yeah, it was just a fun thing to do in my sketchbook, and sometimes that's really all we need.